All right, now I'm going to open up the line here, and I'm going to just call off some people. And Jason, since I picked on you, I'm going to ask you first if you would unmute and just tell people what you thought about this last world meeting that we just had. Carpe diem.
All right, well, I'm right here. And
total surprise.
Yeah, that's cool. This is what I thought of it.
Hey, buddy, can you send me a Xerox copy of your notes?
If you really want me to, yeah. I'm going to tell you something right now. I couldn't write fast enough for every single speaker up there. It was phenomenal. I told you, Chris, this in private, but I'll say it in public. I love the format you're using for the convention right now. After, I've been to a lot of them, 27 to be exact. And after 27 conventions, it's nice to see the companies being progressive. They're doing things that matter to people. You're putting speakers up there that make a difference. And you're giving them topics that one leads to the next, which I think is really cool. I also like the fact that you do a break every now and then. We do that in our trainings at our offices, right? Our people are used to that. Give the brain a little bit of a rest, give us a cup of coffee, a soda, whatever we want. And then boom, we get right back in there and get back to business and learning again. It was so easy to learn and take notes and stay alert with the format that Global Health and Safety has gone to. So we appreciated it, learned so much. Can't really get into all that we learned because there's just too much to cover. But man, I'm telling you, if you're on this call, write it down today. Make it a goal to be there next year. That would be my action steps to take today. If you weren't there this year, make it a goal right now. Write it down. It isn't a goal until it's in writing to be there next year. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you very much, and save the date, June 22nd through the 25th next year, 2023, at the Hyatt Regency Hotel at Stonebriar Mall in Frisco, Texas. See, it's in my brain. It's already there. I've already told my friends and family, don't book no weddings, no nothing, no family vacations, no nothing, because that's already booked for us. And you can do that too. And that's a long-term gritty goal, right? Because I know I got a passion and perseverance to be there long-term. All right. So Marjorie Ovard, I see you sitting in your office right there with your beautiful board behind you. Would you unmute and just share what you thought about the world meeting?
Oh man, like Jason said, notes upon notes. I mean, I've got like half a book here, and the last 2 trainings on Mondays and Wednesdays, that's what me and my group have been going over, and there's just new things every time we turn around. I do love the format, and I am going to reiterate what Jason said. If you missed this meeting, don't miss another one. You missed a whole shot in the arm, a flu shot, a COVID shot, whatever you want to call it. It's a cancer. You won't ever get cancer if you're going to these meetings, and it's a checkup from the neck up. I love the new, and Carpe Diem was awesome, but I think grit really explains what we need to do right now. Are we gritty? Are we ready? Are we ready to take the challenge of what everybody's told us? Overcoming the fear of failure. Are we ready to do that? Are we resilient? Are we ready to change with the times that we need? Do we have integrity to get the things done that we need to get done and stay in it to win it? Do we have tenacity? I just love that was the end part of it, because everything that we learned was a culmination with the word grit. And so there was just so much to go over. There were so many of our favorite talks that we were talking about. We'd say one, and then there was another one that we like to bring up. And so just some of the really big things that I got was, if you want, if what you're doing isn't working, try a new way. Why do we have to reinvent the wheel? It's been tried and true. We've got some people, you had all the people up there that gave us a roadmap, a track to run in on. And it was just so well put together that we have so many things to do that we need to get ourselves going on. And we've got so many people, so many regions to look up to, so many people that are willing to help. They're willing to help us, because that way we all grow and we have more people to compete against. Our goals have been too low. Let's raise that bar. Let's all get some true grit. But because some of the things that I really, really wanted to point out to you, and that I've noticed with my team, is everybody kind of hit on it. What are your goals? Do you have them in front of you? Are you looking at them in the morning and in the evening? And if you don't know what your goals are, sit down and take a moment to do that. Get with your mentors. If you don't have mentors, pick from the list that was up there on stage. There were so many people that I didn't even know that are new people that were just shots in the arm, breath of fresh air. And Matt Klinger's one that stood out in my mind that touched me. And I don't mean to just single him out, because I could just say every single name on the list. But they were people that I have not met, like, personally, and trying to get to them was like crazy at the convention. But Matt, just a heads up, you'll probably be hearing from me. It was great to see David Carter and everything that he's doing, and he's helping everybody, Carmen Glenn. And so if you guys can't find mentors from the list of what was in the world meeting, that's where you go. But you missed a roadmap, a track to run on. Get somebody's notes from Jason's to my big book right here that we've been going over and pursuing just like the Bible. We're reading it over and over again. Hopefully you're going to take good notes. But man, don't miss another meeting. You know, put in what you want out. And that's about all I got to say.
I know. Thank you, Marjorie. And just to expound on what you just said, Marjorie, about how we flowed from one thing to the next and we ended with grit. We're going to start that with the training program next week. We're going to start building the Wednesday training call. This week we'll go with next week. We'll go with the next week. And then somewhere down the road in the series, it'll all start kind of coming together for you. So you don't want to miss any of them because we're going to be doing that. And I'm going to be starting calling on each individual person like I just did Marjorie and Jason a little bit more. And we're going to be incorporating more guest speakers on the future calls. You know, just like she said, it's good to see David out in the field doing what David's doing. And David's no longer in the corporate office anymore. And the little deal we had was, you know, to give me 6 months to get all of my ducks in a row and then be able to come up with some replacement plans. And that replacement plan is ready to roll now. So we're going to start calling on different people every week to help us with this as we move forward in our own training. And that way, David can focus on his own office more and his own region more as we move into GHS taking care of the calls every week. All right. So Jerry Weibel, you've been sitting there grinning like a Cheshire cat. So do you got anything to add?
I'm always grinning. I'm happy. So yeah, you know, Dawn and I on the way home, she goes, you know, I always say this, but that meeting was the best ever. And maybe they do just keep getting better, but I thought it was perfect. I thought it was absolutely perfect. And please thank the home office team for all they did, because it was just bam, bam, bam. I thought the speakers absolutely nailed it. It was all valuable information. Again, just like those guys, notes upon notes upon notes, writer's cramp. But it was a good time. And I'll tell you what, I will tell you what, we feel fortunate and blessed that this team, the entire team of GHS, are some of the highest quality people on the face of this earth. And I mean that. And we love them. And I can't wait till the next one and the additional trainings we're going to do. Our team on the way home, we had 5 of them in a van that drove. And on the way home, they compiled some notes of some things they want to do and implement from the meeting. So we're having a team meeting Saturday just to kind of take it to the next step and implement this stuff and not just write it down and put it away in a book. So excited. What a great meeting. What a fantastic meeting. It's good seeing all our friends. And I wish we were having another one next month. But thank you.
No,
thank you for all you did.
Hey, great input. Thank you very much. That is true. It is one of those things that you wish we didn't have to wait a year for another one. And guess what? We don't, because in September, we all get together in a different format, in a different way in Vegas. And then, guess what? And then in February, we all get together in a different format, in a different way in Puerto Morelos, Mexico. And then, and again, guess what? Then it rolls back around and we have regional meetings in between those. And guess what? Then before you know it, it'll be June again, and we'll be back in Dallas for another great world meeting. So that is awesome, an awesome input. Brandon Seacrest, I don't know if I lost him or not, because he was there and then he went away on my picture.
I am here.
All right, Brandon, tell me what you thought about the world meeting.
You know, out of the last world meetings that I've gone to, everybody came back motivated. But when everybody came back from this trip, they came back motivated on another level. They came back ready to go, ready to make things happen, ready to grow. And I think that's the biggest important thing that they came out of it. I've had more people calling me, talking to me. I've had people calling me, asking me, hey, how do I become a director? How do I become a dealer? How do I become a manager? How to become a trainer? I've had more people say that they want to make sure that they're dropping their part-time careers and they're going into this full-time. and I've seen everybody commit. So to talk about grit, I think that we came home with everybody ready to lock in and make that grit happen and really show GHS that we appreciate everything that came out of it. I think the format was fantastic. I know I chuckled about it on stage there a little bit because we started one way and ended the other way, but I know it was designed to make sure that everybody at every level of the business got what they needed with it. And I loved how it flowed. And I love the camaraderie that we got out of this time with it, because I've seen more people from more regions actually intermingling with each other than I've seen in the past. So I think that everybody's pulling tighter together, and I think that's where we're going to see a ton of growth.
You bet, man. Thank you very much. It was a kumbaya, as Tony Ritchie used to say, feel good, brother. It was a feel good meeting. So it was awesome. All right. Well, if you weren't there, I'm sorry you weren't there. And there's no way we can ever replace that. And we didn't do this call today to make you feel bad about not being there. But I just want to acknowledge the fact that it probably does make you feel bad, because it is like, man, I missed something. And if you were there, I want to reiterate what I always say, and that is thank you for investing in yourself and the team and being there, because it takes grit to be there. There's always an excuse. There's always a reason. There's always something that comes up. There's always a financial concern. There's always something. Even me personally, a couple of days before the world meeting, I was in the most unmotivated place you've ever seen me be. And I told my wife, I said, I can't even write my speech because I really don't care right now. And she goes, you don't care right now. You got to care right now. The meeting's a week away. And I'm like, I've just been dealing with a lot of problems. And I'm just, man, I wish I didn't even have to go to this meeting. So I understand exactly how you feel. But here's what I don't understand is the reaction, because the reaction has to be exactly what my wife was. And that is, well, you need to just grit your teeth and go to that meeting. And I mean, within an hour and a half of being at that meeting, it was so effervescent that it was like I had got a new drug. I was like singing Huey Lewis, I want a new drug. And I was all back, man. Whew, man, I feel great. I feel great. I'm so glad we're having this meeting. So glad I have this meeting. So glad I sat down and forced myself last Monday to write that speech. It was funny because I was sitting in a meeting with Brandon Sechrist Thursday morning at that meeting, and Brandon was saying, man, I felt bad. He goes, I didn't sleep good last night. He goes, I got a new purple mattress and it's so comfortable. And he goes, and then I come to this hotel and it was like a rock. The mattress was like a rock. And I was sitting there kind of looking at him like this. Oh my God. What am I going to do? And I said, Brandon, come here. And he walked over and I was like, I want to show you something. And I opened my file folder up and I had my speech all typed out, real nice, big font. And I said, I want you to read that line right there. And he reads that line where I said, oh man, I feel bad. My bed sucked last night. I woke up with a bad stiff back. And I said, I just want you to know this was already prepared before I heard you say that. I didn't just react to it. and what's funny is that humor was like part of that injection for me on that Thursday morning of like, man, I'm so glad we had this meeting. Here's the deal, folks. I'm gonna give you a life lesson that I learned about direct sales. You gotta work, like Carmen Glenn said on that stage. You gotta work all the time. When you go to work, you don't quit being a dad. When you go to work, you don't quit being a wife. When you go to work, you don't quit being a grandma. When you go to work, you don't quit being a grandpa. Whatever it is that you are in your life, you don't quit doing those things when you go to work, right? So when you go home, you don't quit working. You don't quit being a part of GHS. When you're being a dad, you don't quit being part of GHS. When you're being a grandpa, you don't quit being part of a GHS. Last night, I was sitting at dinner with my family, and I don't answer the phone while I'm at dinner, just like Carmen said. But as soon as I got up, I had to go check, why is my phone going off? And I dealt with Australia problems last night at dinner with my family. And my daughter even said, hey, Dad, hey, are you on the phone? I said, hey, hold on. I got to deal with an issue in Australia, and it's daylight, the daytime. If I don't deal with it right now, they go to sleep, and then I don't get it done, tomorrow. And she's like, okay. and I don't quit being the president of the company when I'm with them. But so it's all combined, right? And so when you look at that, if you're going to be like that, and Carmen's dead right, you have to be like that. You have to live your work and work your life around your work. And if you're going to live your job and live your work and live your career and live your passion and have passion and perseverance, if you're going to do all that, you might as well have fun doing it. That's the life lesson I want to tell you. You might as well have fun doing it. You know, I've been in meetings before and I start cracking jokes, and sometimes they kind of go off a little bit. And next thing you know, it's 15 minutes. We've been just, you know, bullcorning around and doesn't feel like anything's getting done. And I've had people kind of chastise me like, hey man, we need to get back focused on the business at hand. And I'm like, you know what, dude, I work 24 hours a day. So if I want to take 15 minutes and just tell jokes and laugh, I'm going to take jokes. I'm going to tell jokes and laugh, because you got to live while you live your work if you're going to live your work and work your life. So that's a life lesson I've learned, is to have a good time doing what we do. You know, what we do is serious. What we do is gritty. What we do takes grit. You're going to take a lot of no's on the chin. And so you might as well be positive and have fun doing it, right? So that's your life lesson for today. Okay. Thank you for being on this call. It's 39 minutes long, and that's 39 minutes that we hope was valuable to you for the week. We love you, and we can't wait to see the results of this world meeting. Carpe Diem. Let's get gritty.